if you look at reforms in government, if you look at agriculture, I mean, you could just name so many sectors, and the United States has been in all of them and has been in all of them to support the people for so many years. I don't know if people realize, but we spend quite a lot of money here, over $300 million every year just on aid. So I would say there's just so many sectors. I'll tell you one thing. One, I am really interested in making sure that the thing that we can do is to help the Malian government and help the Malian people create some jobs, because I know you guys all worry. Mali is very worried about security. Mali is very worried, as it should be, about how to secure the nation. And I want to also come at it from a little bit of a perspective of, let's create some jobs. Let's get people um, the ability to live a life that is worth living, and let's help them get those services. And I think that's how we change the security situation also. So that's kind of where my head is. I'm working through understanding. I have hopefully have a long time to understand this, but you know, 3 months, 2.5, 3 months in, this is where my head is right now.
But what can US do exactly to help Malian fighting against extremism?
When the first coup happened in 2012, right? So we were right here along with other international partners, helping train, helping understand what the situation's like. And it's something that we've continued to do. We've supported Mali with the peace process. We've supported Mali with training. Um, the way our laws work, as long as the transition government is there, we can't come back with a security partnership. So I am really hopeful. The government's telling me, everybody's telling me that the elections are happening. There will be a transition. So I'm hopeful that once those elections happen, that we can come back in with the training we used to do to be able to help the Malian government continue to really push terrorism out and bring Mali back into a normal situation.
But how do you respond to those Malian critics who thinks that the US is not doing enough to help them fight against extremism?
So I think I'm going to go back to what I said to you earlier. The perception of a U.S. not helping it feels kind of strange to me. We've been here for 62 plus years, and we have invested in all sectors in Mali. So I don't know why that perception is there. Um, and I do think that for the longest time, we were here training, we were here helping the Malian government in all senses possible. And once there is a transition, I believe we have a chance to come back and do some security cooperation as well. But it will not be, it cannot be at the levels that I think that you've had other partners here. It's going to be, U.S. is a different type of a partner, but believe me, everything that we do is for the Malian people, and I think we want to make sure that there are various parts of what we bring to the table. They may not directly be security related, but they help and advance security.
And we know right now Russia and China influence is really growing in West Africa. So I know you are a new ambassador. So you and along with the US, do you have any specific plan or agenda how to counter those influence when we know sometimes it is not really beneficial for West Africans, especially the Malians?
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good question. Let me take them one by one, right? So it's a little bit different depending on which one of the countries you're talking about. I do believe that China comes in, takes advantage of the natural resources of a country, and then moves on or leaves them in such high debt they cannot recover. I got to watch this up close and personal as I was living in Sri Lanka for a few years, and that country, as you know, is going through a lot of difficulties at the moment. I do believe part of the problem, big part of the problem there is Chinese debt. So I'm really hoping that the West African countries are recognizing that, are seeing it in other places, and are not going to let that happen in the region here. And I hope Mali's also understanding that. As far as Russia is concerned, I'll be very clear. I think Russian presence, I understand that Mali has had a long relationship with Russia, and in some senses there was a lot of back and forth in terms of education and culture and many other things. But I think the current situation with Russia, to me, I realize that Malians will say that you didn't have a choice in the partner that you're choosing, but I would say that this current partner will not be good for Mali. And I would say, based on what they've done in other places, they are going to take advantage. And I hope that they will leave Mali in a situation that Mali can continue to recover.
And lastly, if you don't mind, so I know since you have been in Mali, I saw that you are proactively working with the Malian diaspora in the US and around the world. So, what is your particular agenda with those folks? How they can help you to achieve your goals?
Huh. So, I'm an immigrant myself, all right? And I believe that the Malians that are overseas who want to see their country prosper owe it to back to their country to back invest back here. There are a lot of people in the United States, a lot of Malian Americans, including you, and I do believe that if you want your country to succeed, if you want Mali to succeed, the best thing you can do for Mali is to invest, is to help Mali create jobs, is to put food on the table for people's homes, and is to give them a purpose. And and I think you will find that if there's more of this commercial attitude, and I really do believe that that's the one thing we in the United States do the best, is that we have this attitude of, okay, we're going to try things, and even if we fail, we're going to try again, and we're going to continue trying until we succeed. That's what Malian Americans have, and I want to bring that back to. I want to bring that to Mali. I want to bring that attitude to Mali. So that's my. They reached out to me. They wanted to meet with me, and that is my request. That's my expectation. Not only from Malian Americans, but Malians anywhere in the world, and Malians here in Mali. That I think we change our mindset. Let's talk about creating industry. Let's talk about creating. Let's create that energy here of innovation and technology and wanting to be better than the last generation and leaving the next generation in better hands.
The final last question, if you don't mind. And what is your last word? Any special message for like rural women and women from the cities? When we know in Mali there are many women ready, to do for themselves and for their families. What kind of
Oh yeah.
message do you have for them?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I understand that the real power, the real absolute power in Mali and possibly around the world too, is the women, right? And me being a woman myself, I understand it. Um, I also want to say that it's very easy to put women in that place, but I expect the men to also support the women. So I have two boys, I have a husband, I have a dad. I don't have brothers, but my everybody in my family was my support. So my first message is going to be to the men of Mali, that I expect them to support their moms, their wives, their sisters, their daughters, not only for education, but also to figure out how to get their communities moving. And then my message to Malian women is that I want to be here for you. I'm here to support, I'm here to help, and everything that is in our power to help Malian women achieve what they want. I think they're the ones who are going to change Mali. I had about 40 women here on Saturday for iftar,
Wow.
and I can tell you that the conversation was very, 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 very interesting because we were talking about sanitation. We were talking about how to create jobs. We're talking about how to even just, you know, um, figure out how to show that you can get farther than where you are right now. And these are some really smart Malian women. So I want to be also very careful that I'm an American, and it doesn't always mean that I have the best answers. That just because I come from America, that I've got the right answers for Mali. So my other message would be that find Malian answers, because not every solution can be changed by somebody else's. Not every problem can be changed by somebody else's solution. So, what are the Malian solutions? I also went to a university on Friday morning, and I met journalists, I met writers, I met technology experts. There is this thing happening in Mali that I think makes me really excited. And the young people here, they want to do things. So I want to be here not only just for the women, but also for the young people.